Magha Nakshatra. It's also called as Magha. So Magha etymologically means that which is bountiful, plenty. And then of course it belongs to the Simha Rashi. We also have the word Magha. So Magha also is a derivative of Magha, and that is actually referring to a month. And that will be a couple of months later. Now we are in Margashira. After Pushya, we will get to Magha. Then this Magha or Magha Nakshatra has been observed with to have a lot of significance in the Mahabharata, especially in the Bhishma Parva, where when it came to the beginning of the war, or the timing of the war, or some of the difficulties and the challenges and the successes that were there in the war, this Magha Nakshatra seems to have played a very significant role. So in the Bhishma Parva of Mahabharata also quite a bit of discussion is there on the Magha Nakshatra. So the Buddhists actually assign the color yellow to this nakshatra. And then we know that Ketu is the presiding deity. And the Pradhana Devatas are termed as Mantrokta Devatas. So Mantrokta Devata literally means the Pitru Devatas. Then the Adhi Devata, the Devata of the previous nakshatra becomes the Adi Devata of the next nakshatra. So now the Adi Devata is going to be Sarpa, because Ashlesha Nakshatra we saw last week. The Adi Devata, the Devata is Sarpa, that becomes the Adi Devata of the Magha Nakshatra. And an additional Devata is added on as the Pratyadi Devata, that is Surya. So we talked about the why there are three nakshatras, the Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika and Adi Daivika concepts. We have spoken about that. So what happens upon a person's death? That question is indicated here. And once the 10-day ceremony, what is known as a Dharmodaka, is given, that particular jiva actually goes and becomes part of the Pitrus, part of the forefathers or the Pitrus. In other words, they go and join the assemblies of the Pitrus. So when the Pitrus, who are actually in spirit, have to be addressed and invoked to the yajna. So as I mentioned, this is a yajna bhaga, have to be invoked in the yajna, then we invoke it as they are inhering in the Magha Nakshatra, because they attained the Pitru status, and as the Pitru status, once they attained, they became the shining entities. So shining or brilliant entities, and that shining entity is called as a Deva. So in the very beginning of our study, I have given a number of etymologies of what Deva means, Divikantau, Dividyotane, etc. So if you refer to the previous recording, you can see. And Rekha has been kind to also transcribe that into longhand. So if you go back to the repository, you can see the etymology, the word Deva also. So in the Shraddha Karya, Shraddha is where we invoke the forefathers in a ceremony in the first year, monthly, 6 monthly, and then in the subsequent year, every year. In this Shraddha, the Pitrus are addressed as Deva. Once the 13-day ceremonies are over, we don't call that jiva anymore as a preta. Preta means one who is on the way to become deva. We actually call those entities as deva. So the reason is they have joined the Pitrugana. So why did they join the Pitrugana? Because they have lived a life of punya, and then they have done all kinds of Shubha Karya. So that is why they have gone and merged with the Pitrugana. Therefore, we invoke to the altar through the Magha Nakshatra. And then how do they come is also explained in this mantra. Ye pitaraha makhasu upahutaha. Ye pitaraha, those pitrus, makhasu, in the star of Magha, upahutaha, have been invoked because they are devatas. And how do they come? Manojavasaha. Java means speed. Manojavasaha means they come with the speed of the mind, because they are no longer bound by the mass of the body. And therefore they are able to travel from one location to another location at the speed of the mind. And then why do we want to invoke them? Why should we invoke them to our altar? Because they are sukritaha. They are the one who actually not only have led a very holy and sacred life, but also they come and inspire us to lead a Sukrita Loka. And why do I invite them? Sukrityaha, so that I will continue to be inspired to do what is uplifting, what is noble, and what is good. So they are the ones who constantly come and inspire us to do what is good. That is the reason why we should never forget our forefathers. And every time we think of them, every time we invoke them, we must do it with this spirit that they are in the Pitrugana, they are in the Devata Swarupa because of their Punya Karya. So we want them to come, and then we want them to come at the speed of the mind. Because if you call them today, if they come next year, what is the use? We want them now, right now. So come at the speed of the mind, and then inspire us to do the Shobhana Karya, or inspire us to do the good things. And then how should they come? They must come in all their splendor, with their shining ability. And therefore we say, Havam Agamishtaha. Havam Agamishtaha means, to my offering, let them come in excellence. Why? For what purpose? They come for not only for the success of the yajna, but also for my sake. Because yajna is where worship, a transaction is going on, but atmarthe cha, even for my sake, please come. And then let them come in the form of the Magha Nakshatra, and swadhabhihi. Swadha means anna. In fact, in the ritual, we have what is known as Swadha Pitrubhyaha, Swaha Devebhyaha. To Devatas, we say Swaha, and offer certain ingredients. It could be ghee, it could be ghee made out of goat's milk, and then number of other ingredients. But as far as the forefathers are concerned, it is always we give anna. So that anna is also called as Swadha. Then let them come, and then let them make our yajna successful. Yajnam sukritam, sushtukritam. That is, let this yajna become perfect. And in this process, yajnam jushantam, let they be served by me in this yajna. So in short, it is these forefathers. They have reached the status of the Pitru because of their excellent conduct when they were alive. And now they have become Devas, and they are able to come to my altar at the speed of the mind. And then let them come, make this yajna successful, and also make me emulate all the good qualities. And besides that, this particular yajna, may they actually make it successful. That is why in all Vriddhi Karya, Vriddhi Karya means in all the situations where we want progress. For example, in the naming ceremony, Namakarana, in the Annaprashana, in the Chudakarana. Chudakarana is the first hair cutting ceremony. In the Chudakarana, in the Upanayana, in the Vivaha, Grahapravesha, in all of these situations, we do what is known as the Nandi Shraddha. In that Nandi, we invoke all the Pitrudevatas so that they can do Sukritam Jushantam, Maghasu Yajnam Sukritam Jushantam. May they make this project successful. So that is the meaning of this Magha Nakshatra mantra.